Good afternoon, evening, morning, or whatever it is where you are, and welcome to the first Torchcast of the year. I'm your host, Zach Schildhouse, and my guest today is none other than Bobby Gill, the student body president, among many other things, here at Ferris State. So stay tuned, and let's go to the Dog Pound. I'm here with Bobby Gill, the student body president. How are we doing today, Bobby?
Great. It's the first day of classes. Everything's looking nice so far.
I kind of want to jump into your role as the student body president. Let's start off, how did you get there?
So I grew up hearing about student government from my older sister, Harmon, and she was a senator for the College of Arts and Science. So ever since I was in high school, I'd hear about all the fun things she'd be doing and what student government would be up to. So that got me interested in joining student government. So my freshman year, which was last year, I joined as a senator for the College of Business, and I did my time and served. At the end of the year, I decided, you know what, I'm going to throw my hat in for the election. By some miracle of luck, I became the youngest student government president in school history.
And how does it make it? Do you feel like you have some big boots to fill, or you just...
I definitely feel like there are a lot of people looking at me and a lot of people expecting me to fail or mess up, and I am going to do everything I can to make sure those people are wrong.
Amen to that, Bobby. So what are some of your goals as a student body president in your term here?
So the role of student government is to represent the interests of the Big Rapids community, staff, faculty, and most importantly, the students. So I hope that as president, I can represent the interests of all those people and do the best I can. But specifically for this administration, our goal is to increase campus involvement and spend more time donating our time, effort, and even money to philanthropic events around campus.
And are there any coming up that you know of?
Actually, I do know of a couple coming up.
All right, let's hear about it.
My fraternity, actually, which I'm vice president for, Lambda Chi Alpha, is doing a watermelon bust from September 10th to September 14th. Okay. Students will gather to destroy watermelons and melons of all varieties. We don't discriminate against melons.
Good to know.
And we will also be giving away a t-shirt for everyone who participates. It's $10. You get to destroy a bunch of watermelons. But on top of that, there is also a competition portion. Okay. So people from your residence halls, your RSOs, any organization really, can get together and they can form a team of 5 to 6 people. It's $50 per team. And they can compete in games like watermelon bowling, greased watermelon toss, watermelon twister, and the watermelon carve and design portion. At the end of the day, the top 3 organizations or teams that win will receive trophies. So yeah.
Well, as a fruit guy myself, I'll definitely be out there.
Definitely be there. If anything, come for the t-shirt. $10 gets you a bunch of melons to destroy and a really awesome t-shirt.
Well, hey, now I gotta admit, I've been here for about a little over a year now, and I haven't been to any events. I know I am not really representing the student body that well by doing this. So what would you say, because I'm sure you've been to many events, to some of us like-minded, inclusive people, not inclusive, exclusive, or you know what I'm trying to think of, that's all right. Yep. What would you say to help us get out there? What's
bring some friends along. If you don't have any friends, this is the perfect place to make friends. Like, I sat beside this girl in my FSUS 100 class, and then we decided to just go out to one of these events, and we had so much fun. We just kept doing that, and we got more and more people to come with us, and it's just a great time.
Okay.
Like, it might feel a little uncomfortable at first, but there's free food, there's music, there's dancing, so I definitely recommend just stopping by and, going over there and just, putting yourself outside your comfort zone, because that's a big thing about college, is exploring. And one thing I hear a lot from people is, oh, I hate college, blah, 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 classes are terrible, blah, blah, blah. But people that say that are usually the kind of people that wake up, go to class, eat food, go back to their place. They don't explore college, they don't join organizations, they don't experience the best parts about college. So I'd recommend to those people, try to go outside your comfort zone and try to meet these people and meet those organizations.
So in the aged words of wisdom of Shia LaBeouf, just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it.
Just send it.
All right, just send it. You heard it here. Just send it. So, Bobby, jumping back to your campaign, just to have a little more fun with things. How did your campaign differ from that of Donald J. Trump?
Well, I'd like to think my campaign was a lot more organized and a lot more friendly, politically correct. Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
Let's go with that. Let's just have fun here, man.
I was gonna say, what is the same between my campaign and Donald Trump's campaign?
I feel like there are so many things that can be noted there.
Yeah.
You got my vote for 2020, Bobby.
If there is a 2020.
If there is a 2020, you heard it here, folks. So, Bobby, it's been a ways getting to here where we are right now. Did you ever see yourself being where you are right now?
All right, this is going to sound incredibly arrogant and overconfident, but yes.
Did you? Okay.
So when you join student government, you have to do like an interview with the entire General Assembly.
Okay.
And during my interview, they asked me, do you see yourself in a leadership role here? And at that moment, I said, yeah, I see myself being president. Now, I didn't actually expect to be president of my first year out of the gate, but like in the internal words of Shia LaBeouf, just send it.
Just send it. There we go. So there's no mode for timidity. You just have to get out there, just be confident.
The worst thing that can happen is people will say no. Once you understand that, the world and opportunities become a lot less scary.
Okay.
Because opportunities are just chance and preparation meeting each other.
Okay.
I got lucky with the political climate this year. I got lucky against my competition, and I got lucky that I was actively preparing to be president. Now, in all my wildest dreams, I did not expect to be president as a sophomore, let alone the youngest president ever. But I did not let my age or my lack of experience, quote unquote, intimidate me or prevent me from trying to achieve what I wanted to do ever since I was in high school.
Well, that's fantastic, Bobby. And I know you're more involved than just your fraternity and being the student body president. What else do you do around your campus?
So I am actively involved in the American Marketing Association chapter here at Ferris State, AMA. We actually just recently won, I think, top 15 or top 10 chapter in all of Michigan.
Okay.
I mean, all of America, my mistake.
Okay.
So that was a huge win for us. I went down to New Orleans with them for our annual convention thing. It was an amazing time. Let's see, what else? On top of that, I'm also secretary for the Interfraternity Council, so I'm heavily involved in Greek life and Greek life affairs as well. I'm a little involved in the Financial Management and Accounting Association. I went by a couple meetings last year, liked it, decided that I'm going to try joining them and be a little more heavily involved this year. And I'm also hoping to join the Student Alumni Gold Club this year as well.
Okay. Wow, Bobby, that is quite the resume you'll be having by the end of the year.
Oh, that's the plan.
I wish you all the best of luck in that. And I just want to circle back a little bit here, especially to fraternity life and Greek life, and for that matter. I feel like media and entertainment, especially in the past and these days, kind of give it an interesting light. And I'd just like to have you break it down for the incoming students of what to expect if they want to pursue Greek life.
I know the news and media give Greek life a very negative opinion and stuff, but it's not like that at all. Being in a fraternity has been one of the most enriching experiences in my life.
Okay.
I have been prepared for almost every type of professional scenario. It's enhanced my resume. I've been offered internships because of my affiliation with Greek life. I've met people that can help me succeed, and just the planning and stuff that goes into it is absolutely absurd. There is so much to gain from being in those kind of organizations that it's absolutely astounding. But we also do a lot more than what the media portrays us as. We're not some sort of hazing, party-hungry monsters that want to get drunk every day of the week. In fact, fraternities in the U.S. have a higher graduation rate. They typically have a higher GPA. And on top of that, over almost every president and vice president of the United States, except for 2, have been in social fraternities.
Oh, well, that's something I didn't know, and I hope everyone can take some away from that. So get out there, go Greek, guys.
Congressmen, 76%.
Okay.
Supreme Court justices, 85%. And don't even get me started on Fortune 500 CEOs. Those guys are crazy. And girls, too. Pan-Hellenic women also make up a decent portion of the Fortune 500 CEO. So there's also a lot we do beyond that. And we also do a lot of philanthropic events as well.
So how long has, I know you know some of the history behind Greek life, how long has it really been going on?
Wow, organization's been going on for hundreds of years.
Have they really? Okay.
I know there are a few from 1925.
Okay.
I think the oldest one on campus is about 1850.
Okay, all right.
And my fraternity itself is 1909, but on this campus, they've been around since 1963.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's fantastic. Glad to have the facts out there about Greek life. I just really want to give you the opportunity to really open up the student body because I know you're new as a president and you really got into the role over the course of this summer, and obviously not much of the student body was here. What are some things about you just to like personalize yourself with fellow students? Like, just do as Bobby Gill.
Just do Bobby Gill.
Just do as Bobby Gill.
I'm a social, relatively friendly guy. I like to go around, meet people. So if you guys ever do see me, which I'm sure you will around, because I'm always around campus, I'm always in the UC, don't hesitate to stop in, say hi. Let me know what your thoughts, opinions, questions, comments, concerns about anything. Like, if you have questions about the teacher strike going on, let me know. If you have questions about what student government's doing, or if you have questions, comments, concerns about a class or something on campus, like our environmental policy or our actions or residence hall policies and stuff, feel free to let me know, stop me down. Like, I'm always around. I'm always willing to talk about anything, student government or otherwise. If you have questions about RSOs you should join or could join, I'm your man to talk to. So anything you want, I'm always there. And I know you might feel a little uncomfortable talking to basically a random stranger, but believe me, I don't bite, and I am very, very friendly.
I can attest for that. I met Bobby just waiting for class one day back in the summer in English. I had no idea who he was, and here we are now.
3 hours and 20 minute English class.
20. Let's dive into some of these longer class periods, because what's some advice? Let's give some hope to those out there that have these long class periods.
Well, typically, if you have a longer class period, your professor will give you a break. And I'll be honest, if it wasn't for those breaks that we got, we would be brain dead right now. Like, I could not focus after that first hour. So if your professor does offer you a break, strongly recommend you take it, because if you don't, you are going to be a mindless zombie not learning anything, and that's no bueno.
No bueno at all. I agree wholeheartedly, and honestly, still to this day, I don't know how we made it out of there, even with those breaks.
Honestly, man, Markwood was a great professor.
Let's give him a shout out.
Also, shameless plug for David. He is in charge of the writing center. So if you guys are struggling with writing, or if you guys aren't really sure how to integrate high school and college writing, stop by. It's not for quote unquote dumb people. It's for people that want to succeed. I stop by there very frequently. Same goes for the tutoring center as well. So don't be ashamed to stop by. It's okay to need help. This is college. It's not high school. It's a lot harder than what it used to be.
I agree. I've been there all the time. Just great to have a helping hand along the way. From the student body president position, how's this strike affecting what you're doing? If you can touch on that.
I will say that I am not directly involved in these discussions and negotiations, although I have some knowledge about this. FFA, the Ferris Faculty Association, which is a teacher-student union, is not happy with their current contract and not happy with the way things are currently heading. And I am speaking on behalf of the administration. We are doing everything we can to reach a fair and conclusive agreement.
Okay.
And they are working over the clock, so we're hoping that this gets resolved as soon as possible and that everyone can leave the negotiation tables happy, because it's important that the Ferris students get their education, and the Ferris faculty get what they think they deserve.
I agree wholeheartedly to that one, sir. Sorry, Bobby.
It's
fine. So Bobby, again, I keep on saying that. I apologize for that. We're just having a great old time. We're running around the rabbit holes. Let's jump into what are some fun stories from your time here at Ferris?
Oh, fun stories.
What are some good times?
Fun stories. Ooh, let me see. How about you give me a fun story,
okay,
and
sure.
then I will try to match it.
All right, let's do that. I can say once upon a time, a good friend of mine, Jacob Carlson, we had to go to Meyer. And this was during the Meyer Fun Fest. And honestly, I had no idea what to expect. He's been there before. This was my first fall at Ferris when we went. This was about a year ago at this point. And he said there's going to be food and a sale. So I was like, all right, let's go check it out. I had no idea what I was going to be walking into when I got there. There was an actual dance party going on in the back of Meyer.
I remember that, actually.
You remember that? See, okay, yeah.
I was there.
Were you there? Okay. Yeah, I honestly, that was probably one of the craziest things I've seen, and that just goes to show I may not be the most outgoing individual, but nonetheless, a dance party in the back of Meyer was certainly a sight to see. And I wasn't there this year, but did they do that again? Was there a dance party?
I was not able to make it, but they did have the Meyer Mania thing this year, and I believe the dance party competition portion was all there.
Okay.
But that doesn't remind me of my Meyer Mania experience. I met up with some friends. I didn't live in North Hall, but I basically lived there. Like, I pretty much spent every night there with my friends and stuff.
Okay.
Because AC dorms are the best.
Of course.
And so I met up with my friend. I had a family friend that lived there, and I met up with him, and then I hung out with him and his suite mate. And then we all decided to go to Meyer Mania, and it was just a great time. Like, there was dancing, there was music, there was food, and it was just a great, friendly atmosphere. And that was definitely a highlight of my... There was definitely a highlight of my first couple of weeks here. Another good one would be Bulldog Bonanza.
Oh, Bulldog Bonanza.
So Bulldog Bonanza is this thing we do, and it's happening this year as well. Trying to remember the date. I want to say September 5th, like
September 5th? Okay.
4 to 7 p.m., something around there. And this is just like where all the RSOs are around. And obviously I like this one because you know me, Mr. Involved. So I got there, and it was just wow. It was almost overwhelming. Like, I saw all these organizations, and I'm just like, wow. And there was about 50 to 70. And we have about 220 organizations on campus.
Okay,
so
holy crap.
It was crazy, and I got to meet like AMA people there.
Okay.
I met some people from the Accounting Association. I met some people from student government. So like it was amazing. Like, wow, big fan of that. Big fan of that.
So it's an involved person's dream, like
like you get to
go
meet,
ham.
Yep.
Okay.
So many organizations, and I tried to join all of them, but that didn't work out. So. Yeah.
Not yet.
Not
I
yet.
believe in you, Bobby.
I don't know. I think after Student Alumni Gold Club and the two other ones that I talked about earlier, I think we're gonna be done for a while.
Just for a little while.
Just for a little while.
Just till next year.
Maybe.
Just
maybe.
maybe. And fun stories aside, I feel like a lot of people, they think we're in Big Rapids, the middle of Michigan. What's there to see around here, right? And I'm not sure if you've had the opportunity, but there's some back trails behind the university that have just some astonishing views.
Shameless plug for the outdoor club. Not a part of them, but they do these get-togethers where they get a whole group of people and they go on back trails. They bike, they walk, they just climb. They do outdoorsy stuff. So if you're like an outdoorsy person but don't feel safe going alone or don't know where to go, I would highly recommend them. But there's also a lot of things in Big Rapids that a lot of people don't know about. Like, everyone knows about, like, Shooters and Gypsy, but there's a little more than that as well. They have, like, a JC's Penny. We have a bunch of cool stuff just downtown. So I'd recommend, like, walk downtown. It's, like, a 15-minute walk from the UC.
Yeah.
Not too crazy. Take South Michigan down. Just get a look around all the cool stuff that we have around campus.
Yeah, I gotta say, Big Rapids is a small enough town where everything's pretty close together. You can just walk anywhere, and just a great way to get exercise, too, if you don't want to...
Definitely.
Head out. How is the what's it called? The athletic center, right? Is
the rec center?
The rec center. There we go. Is that open this year?
Yes, actually.
Is it? Okay.
The grand reopening is actually happening tonight at 6 p.m. 6 to 9. But it's been open since like last weekend. But tonight's gonna be the first official night. We're gonna have Rec Fest. I will be there for a little bit. And it should be a grand old time. I don't think anyone that's hearing this podcast right now will be able to make it because of this podcast. But if you did go, let us know how it was.
We'll have some Back to the Future moments.
Back to the Future
when this
moments
is released.
Indeed.
It'll be a great time. What are some other reopenings going? Because there was a lot of construction in the end of the summer. Like, what was that all about? Was it just renovations?
So, constructions. We'll go there. So, I know Paquel Lot had a lot of rework done in their residence hall.
Okay.
Better Wi-Fi. The rooms got to readjust a little bit. Really, really great stuff.
Okay.
And then the Swan building, I believe, that's the one?
I believe so.
That one also had major construction renovations. There was like a grant given to us by the state government, the federal government, alumni donations, all that fun stuff. And we received a lot of money because of that.
Okay.
And so because of that, Ferris decided to revamp the Swan building, which is for construction management, construction engineering, all that jazz and fun stuff. So we redid all of that and made it better because construction, engineering, and all those kinds of majors are a huge niche.
I'm not the one to ask for words.
Whatever. It's a great category where you got a lot of students, and improving that building would do great for us. So
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, awesome. Do you know of any future work projects? Because I know that it's not really a work project, but they did put in massage chairs. And I know some students will find that really nice, especially during exam week.
I mean, I find them really nice. But future work projects, I heard a rumor that they're going to redo or tear down Vandercook.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that though, but that's just a rumor I heard.
Okay. Awesome. Well, you guys may have heard the rumor here.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what happens.
Yep.
What else is going on, Bobby?
What else is going on?
I feel like we've covered a lot, but I feel like there's so much more we can dive into right now.
Well, right now it's the first 2 weeks of campus, and we have Bulldog beginning. So if you check out Ferris State's Facebook page, you will see a full list of all the events that are going on around campus right now. Absolutely incredible stuff. I highly recommend you go there, meet some friends. There's going to be like a headphone disco in a couple of days on like Wednesday, I believe.
Okay.
That's going to be in the North or South Quad. So just be around the UC as much as you can these next couple of days. You'll meet a lot of like-minded freshmen, and you'll get to like meet people and stuff, and that's always, always, always a fun time.
Okay. And also, isn't there something going on next week where I forget the name, so pardon me there. I'm not living on campus this year, so I forget the names of events already. All right, Bobby. So again, some fun stories. You earlier in the day you mentioned the wild ride of Northall. Is that right?
Oh, yes.
I gotta add. Our viewers need to hear this story.
All right. So there are a couple fun stories in Northall. So what you need to know is I lived in Kramer,
okay,
which is on the other side of campus. So I didn't really like living there that much. There was no AC. It was super hot, and I was on the 8th floor, and like no one had their doors open. It was just relatively boring for me. So I had friends that lived in North Hall, so I'd hung out there. And the first weekend there, actually, I can't remember it was Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. Some couple of people like came up to my friend's room door and they said, "Hey, do you want to like walk around and meet people?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, that sounds good." So we're just talking, getting to know each other, and we keep knocking on every door. And there's like 70 rooms on a floor, and then there's like 4 people in a room. So that's like what? 280 people, okay, give or take. Like my math might be a little bit off. It's been a while since I've been through North Hall. But let's say like 200 people a floor. We got about like, I want to say 150, 175 people by the time we got to the second floor, because we started at the 4th floor, made our way down the 3rd floor, made our way down the 2nd floor. And as we were doing this, we kind of just kept like yelling Ferris chants like, "Go Bulldog, FSU, FSU, Ferris State, number 1," that kind of stuff.
Okay, for sure.
And I don't think we realized how many people like we got together at that point, because by the time we got to like the stairway down the 1st floor, we were in the lobby. I looked back and I'm just like, holy crap, there is like 1,000 people behind me, and I'm just like, wow. And we are just being super loud. We're a bunch of freshmen, because apparently someone in administration thought, yeah, let's put all the freshmen in one room. That's a good idea.
Of course.
There's no way that could be bad in any way, shape, or form. Wow, were they wrong? Were they wrong?
But in a good way?
In the best. They were wrong in the best way.
All right.
But yeah, all that energy of a bunch of kids starting college mixed together with RAs that are first-year RAs or second-year RAs that don't have much experience, it turned into a powder keg. So by the time we got to like the lobby, this is the fun part. We're all just like, yeah, Ferris, and then these RAs are all over like freaking out, like what is going on, and they're just like, everybody go back to your rooms, and we're all freshmen, we're all super worried about getting in trouble, so we like scatter around the building, like, no, stay here, stop running away, and we all tried running into the elevators, and then there's like, not the elevators, you can't have that many people in there. And then like they slam their hands on the elevator, make sure they don't close, and we all just like run like the freaking wind. So we all get up to the 4th floor and our respective floors, and we just hide in our rooms the entire night and just laugh about like everything that happened. It was crazy.
Oh my gosh, Steve, I gotta say, if I wasn't hearing it from you, I would have thought you were just reading it out of the tire fire, because that is something straight out of there, and I'm so happy it's something that actually happened.
Oh my gosh, yeah, no, It's respectively called the North Hall Riot of 17. Now, was it really a riot? No. Was it really that crazy? No. But I have a friend who's a hall director, Henry, and I went to this thing called Leadership over the summer, and it's just like a leadership training camp. It's like a week after school ends, and he was like he was my facilitator basically, and he's going around the room asking us about like our fun memories of Ferris, and I tell him that one, he's like, "That was you? You did that? Are you kidding me?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it wasn't all me. It wasn't all me. I don't take full responsibility, but I was a contributing player in that."
The Bobby Gill making history in all sorts of ways here at Ferris. I gotta say, Bobby, you're gonna have your own plaque. You're gonna have your own building named after you, I swear.
A man can hope. A man can hope.
Well, we'll see how that happens. Oh, goodness, Bobby. It has been a great ride so far. And I've touched on that already, but again, I cannot emphasize enough how great it has been just being able to be here on campus. Because I know how we touched on it earlier, how, speaking of the students and the people, because I was one of them, you like to go, you go to class, your dorm, food, just those three things, and you don't really get out there. But I gotta reiterate, it's so awesome the things that happen if you just participate. Like, who would have thought the riot of 17 at North Hall would be a thing?
Oh, man.
But it happened, and people went along with it, and now you have a great story to tell.
Exactly. There are plenty more stories. So if you guys ever do see me around campus, please flag me down and try to get some of those stories out of me.
Oh, goodness, and I swear, if they just flag you down, there's going to be a story coming out of it.
There definitely will be. I guarantee you. It's never a dull moment.
Never a dull moment. No, for sure not.
But that's a big thing. Like, I spoke at orientation this summer, so I'm sure some of your freshman crowd probably will remember me. But one thing I told everyone there was, get involved. Like, that's the biggest thing. Like, getting involved helps you meet people, helps you have these fun stories. Like, I have a story for every organization I'm a part of. Student government has a bunch. Lambda Chi Alpha has a bunch. AMA has a bunch. Like, there's always fun stories because you get to meet people that have similar interests in you, that are like-minded and want to do the same thing. So you get the opportunity for these fun stories. You get the opportunity to meet people, make friends. And those friends you have, they're going to be the people that are standing up at your wedding giving those toasts. Those people that you go to vacations with or spring break with, or people you even might even marry one day. College is a time for relationships. College is a time for stuff like this.
So college is basically you're done with high school, you get here, and it literally is just a whole nother world, and you have no idea what's going to happen. It can be the best time of your life, or it can be the worst. It's just whatever we make of it, I guess, right?
Hopefully it's the former and not the latter.
I agree wholeheartedly there.
But if you take some of the advice I've given you, it would be very, very hard for college to be the worst time of your life, because it's all about finding yourself and making connections for the rest of your life, whether they be professional or social.
Okay. Awesome. And, where do you want to go, Bobby? I know we talked about what you want to do here at university, but we never touched on where you want to take yourself after these 4 years, 4 or 5 years. Where are you going afterwards? Where would you like to go?
So I'm an accounting and finance major. Okay. So I have a 5-year program.
Okay, 5 years.
1 year down, 4 more to go. So
let's go.
Y'all, I'll be around campus. Don't y'all worry about that. But where do I want to go? Very, very good question. I have some idea, but I also have no idea at the same time. Like, for me, I'm a big fan. Like I said, I'm accounting and finance, so business is something very close to my heart.
Okay.
So hopefully in the distant future, or the near future even, you will see me on maybe Wall Street or even the Fortune 500. That's where I want to end up.
Okay.
A CEO of a Fortune 500 company. If you don't know what a Fortune 500 company is, that's a company that is classified as the 500 most successful companies based on revenue, profit, etc.
So an example would be kind of like McDonald's?
McDonald's is on the list. Yeah, they're one of the lower 500.
Do you know who the number one on the 500 list is?
You want to take a guess on that, actually?
I would love to try to take a guess. But first, before I take that guess, could I have what do they excel in? What is their product? Would that be
everything?
Okay. Would it be Google? Or not Google?
Google. I think Google's on the list, but it's not Google. I'll give you a hint.
Okay.
You've stopped by here. I guarantee that you have.
Okay, I've been there. So it's like a store chain. Okay. Walmart?
Yes.
Walmart's the number one.
Walmart is the number one. It used to be like ExxonMobil,
Really?
Royal Dutch Shell, all those fun people. But Walmart overtook them, and I want to say 2015 or 2016, and they're now the top grossing company when it comes to profit and revenue.
Wow. Do you know how much they're worth at all? I know we're diving into the facts here, and this isn't meant to be a finance.
Let's see. I know I read about this back in high school, and I was curious about the Fortune 500. I want to say they had a revenue of $1 trillion.
Holy cow!
So that's a lot of billions.
Yeah, no kidding.
And that's just how much money in sales they made. That's how much sales they made, not how much money they made. Pardon me. So they just sold $1 trillion worth of stuff.
And they're all over the world, correct?
They're all over the world.
They are all over the world.
All different locations.
Okay. Except Antarctica?
I don't think they're in Antarctica.
Not yet.
All 6 continents.
All 6 continents. All right. Wow. If you had the opportunity, to be CEO of Walmart, would you take it just for the sole prestige, or would you like to be somewhere a little more specific? Like, you don't want just the number one because it's number one. Like, where would you like to be? Like, if you could pick any of the Fortune 500 companies, where would you want to go?
That's actually a very good question.
Kind of jumped you a bit on this one. I apologize.
This is a good one. I haven't really thought about this particularly.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind Walmart because I'm sure the number one Fortune 500 company in the world has a lot to do.
Okay.
Maybe the number 2 Fortune 500 company, make them number 1. Maybe that's something I want to do.
Maybe take someone lower and just try to bring them up.
But, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't really have a preference as to which company I work for.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a Fortune 500 company. That's more of a pipe dream or something something that I want to accomplish but don't necessarily have
It's
to.
best to just get in first before you choose which one you'd rather be in.
Maybe let me get some business experience after I graduate my sophomore year and see what specifically I like and where I want to end up.
Okay.
But I do have my internships planned out, if that's interesting.
Yeah, no, let's hear it. I'd love to hear your internships.
So I'm accounting and finance, and I want to focus more on the finance, because if you hadn't noticed, I'm kind of a social person.
I can definitely see that.
And being in a room with numbers all day sounds absolutely terrible.
Of course.
So I want to focus more on the finance side of that, with accounting mixed in.
Okay, so would it be kind of like you work with the marketing team a bit? Like helping them, giving them the numbers, or
it'd be more like giving presentations, attending meetings, scheduling stuff. I want to be like a traveling accountant / financial assistant.
Okay, so like the pure social aspect of running a business, per
basically. The face man.
The face man. Okay.
The face man, if you would.
See on a billboard, maybe.
Hopefully.
I'm sorry, I kind of dodged away from the question there. So what are your internships?
So I don't have any internships just yet.
Okay.
But I have had a few offers, and I'm hoping to work for the government for 1 year, a private company another year, and then after that I want to get into like a bigger company. There's the big 4 accounting firms in the world. Maybe one of those, and they have locations in Grand Rapids, so pretty convenient for me living 45 minutes away from campus, 45 minutes away from Grand Rapids, that kind of deal.
Yeah.
So maybe working for them my 3rd year, and then once I really know what I want to do, jump into a company like that, and then get a job there, and then work for them for a couple of years, and then eventually move on to wherever life takes me.
True that, Bobby, and I'm excited to kind of see where your journey takes you, because if I can be associated with someone so famous someday, I'd like to,
Oh, well, a man can hope, and you'll definitely be around, my man.
Thank you, Bobby. I recently just actually switched over to the School of Business here at Ferris. I'm a business administration and international business major. What's some advice for me? You've been in the program longer than I have, and I've only just started some business classes this year. And what's some advice that I could take from me, and even to those freshmen out there, or even other students who are starting the business?
Network. This is not even just for business, but for any job, you got to network.
Okay.
RSOs help you with that, but also talking to your professors, attending events, they all help. But if your professors know you on a personal level, they'll be more likely to help you out, write you letters of recommendation, do a lot of stuff. And don't be afraid to speak to them, because your professors here want you to succeed. They want what's best for you, and they want you to get a good, well-rounded education. Okay. So talk to your professors. If you're going to miss class, let your professors know. I miss class a lot because I have meetings and such, and I have conferences I need to attend. So, but when I talk to my professors, they're so much more willing to work with me and help me out than I would if I hadn't done so.
For sure. So basically just don't be sneaky.
Don't be sneaky. Don't try to skip class. Even if you want to, go to class, talk to your professors. And this actually might be the most important for any class. Actively engage in class. Raise your hand, ask questions, give comments and feedback. That's what I do, and I have never once had a bad class or a bad experience with the professor. Also, use Rate My Professor. Get an idea of what the professor is and read the comments and try to gauge, okay, is this a professor that's going to work with my style? Is his teaching or her teaching style helpful to me? And that's what I use, and I've had one bad professor, and that was because I didn't use Rate My Professor for him because he was a TBA.
Okay.
But other than that, I've always had good experiences, so always, always, always use Rate My Professor, always, always, always communicate, and always participate in class.
Wow, Bobby, I think we've covered a lot of things over this course of this podcast, and I really appreciate you for bearing with me through lack of hydration for a while, but we finally got there. Don't worry, we're not dehydrating the president here.
Don't worry, I got some nice water. It's Pepsi product, which is fine, I guess.
Because we actually switched over. The university switched over to Pepsi products, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. 6 years ago, they made a discussion, and I guess it finally happened.
Now, how do you feel about that? Were you more of a Coke guy?
Yep, I'm
You're a Coke guy.
definitely a Coca-Cola guy.
See, I gotta say, I'm happy with the decision. I'm a big Pepsi guy.
The silver lining, I guess you could say, is the Rock now has lemon lime Gatorade.
Okay, yeah.
And I drink lemon lime Gatorade like water. Like,
oh yeah.
I love me lemon lime Gatorade.
So would you say Gatorade's better than Powerade?
Yes, I Gatorade all day, every day. Yes.
You heard it here, folks. Gatorade all the way.
Mm-hmm. I did varsity soccer back in high school, and wow, I would drink that stuff like it was water.
Like it was. I could really go for a lemon lime Gatorade, honestly, today. I think I'm going to be doing that today. And speaking of beverages and food, just trying new things, new foods. The sushi place on the corner there.
Mm-hmm. Tatawa's,
yeah.
I'm a big fan of sushi, Zach, and I'll tell you, great sushi all around. And it's it's affordable for sushi.
It really is. It's small, mom and pa run restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Never too busy either.
Never.
But always welcoming, always delicious. And I remember one time went there with a group. They actually gave us food on like a boat.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
boat
thing?
When you order enough sushi, they give you a boat. I went there with a friend one time.
Yeah.
Me and her we were doing student government stuff the entire day. We ate sushi. We went back to her place and hung out and watched some movies and stuff. And it was just a great night. And the sushi was probably the best part about it, honestly.
I've had a lot of sushi in my days. Tatawa's hands down one of the best places in Michigan, I'd say. For where we're at, it's almost like you're there.
I mean, there's some pretty great places in Grand Rapids.
You're
so I
right.
wouldn't say in
You're
Michigan,
right.
but excluding Grand
on the
Rapids,
west side of the state.
I would say that it's one of the better sushi places that I've been to, and especially for the price. Also, girls like sushi guys, and guys also like sushi girls, so it's a great date restaurant too.
See, Bobby's not just the master of student government and
I mean, I'm not
RSOs,
speaking from personal experience, though.
But he's got words of wisdom. He knows how to pass it out.
Oh my gosh.
If any of our single out there.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no.
We have fun.
I would not take dating advice from a guy that is single, so yeah.
You'd be surprised. It may not work for them, but something works for everybody, right?
I guess you're right, Zach. Something does work for everybody.
Something does work for everybody. I gotta say, one of the craziest dating stories I've ever heard comes from some people that I used to go to church with back in the day. They went on one date before knowing each other, and he proposed to her that night. Their first date.
Oh.
Yeah, and they've been married since. Been 30, 40 years now or so? Yeah.
Wow, that's, I'm a big fan of the waiting 3 to 5 years before popping the question.
You got to play the long game, but something works for everybody.
I mean, like, if it worked for them, kudos to them. Wow.
Yeah, no kidding, man. It's crazy.
How old were they?
They'd have to be. They must have been in their 20s.
So like, they still have plenty. They could have just like went on more dates. They could have like.
But no, the guy thought it was the time, and
why did they have a ring?
That's actually a really good question.
So like
that brings up a lot more questions that I didn't ask in the moment.
Yeah, like now that I'm thinking about this, he must have planned to ask her out. He must have been like, as long as this girl showers and doesn't act terrible to the wait staff, I'll marry her.
See, that reminds me of this new reality show I came across, and I thought it was the most ridiculous thing ever. But everyone to themselves, it's basically these two people, they get matched up, they have never they've never met each other before, and then they go get married.
Huh.
You hear about that?
No.
The name of the show is drawing a blank to me, but I don't know. What do you like? You said you like playing the long game. You're more of a 3 to 5 years kind of guy.
3 to 5 years minimum.
Minimum.
I've been friends with people for 3 to 5 years, and there are things I'm just learning about them in this time.
See, I think it's so crazy, especially from people like friends of mine who've been married for quite a few years now, and I guess mentor individuals, that have the 40 to 50 years now. What they tell me is you always learn something new. There's never a dull moment usually.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something for sure. But I mean, I personally could never just marry someone until. Oh gosh, yeah, I could never marry someone until
you actually got to know them per se.
Yes, I need to know everyone's dirty little secrets before I even think about that.
Oh, Bobby, I feel like you're like your business and all that you do.
I wouldn't say business and all that.
You're right.
I do.
That sounds pretty bad.
I just like to have a plan.
Okay.
And execute the plan.
That's good.
But let's see. What were we talking about before?
It went from sushi to dating.
Here's a fun little reality TV show for you people that Snapchat. I'm a big fan of Snapchat. If you see my Snap Maps, there's I want to say at least 250 people on there, and that's just people that have Snap Maps on. So I go on Snapchat quite a bit, and there's this fun little dating show called Phone Swap.
Really?
And basically, these two people that they match on something. I don't know if it's Tinder or whatever. But they'll get together and they'll go on a first date. And then on that date, they have to swap phones.
Okay.
So they get each other's phone for 5 minutes to get to go through it to their heart's content.
That seems kind of scary.
I mean, it's an interesting concept. I don't know if I'd... You know what, Zach? I'm going to let you just go through my phone.
Okay.
And
I'm going to let you go through my phone as well, Bobby.
All right. I'm not dating Zach in case anyone is wondering, but... I just feel like I'm curious to see how this is going to go.
See, I haven't dated... I'm not dating anyone either, but let's find out.
All right, so I see a Holy Bible, which means Christian man.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Thank
see
you.
McDonald's, so obviously he has good taste.
You got McDonald's too. Got some great taste here.
Oh, Discord, so he's obviously a gamer.
All right. Amazon, your shopper.
Very much so.
Got some
847 unread emails.
See, I used to be a big email guy where I just always had to read my emails, clear them out. And then one day I gave up.
Oh,
and
man.
I look at it when it comes in and I'll read it. And then if it's not important, I don't read it. And it's just the rest of it is just spam. You got 10.
I get 10 to 15 emails a day.
You're so lucky. Because I used the same email from when I was in middle school, I guess, and I forget all the things I've subscribed to, and it's just crazy.
Oh, I see you don't kill your apps very often. That's interesting.
I don't. You have a lot of games on your Bobby.
I do.
You are quite the gamer.
I get quite bored.
Okay.
So I'll play games like anything from 10-10, which is a bad version of Tetris, to chess, to Sudoku.
Okay.
To pretty much anything that's popular right now. I just get bored and... in a long car ride or an airplane ride, you don't have Wi-Fi, you can't go on Instagram or any of those fun apps, so you just go on...
Okay.
Just go on games.
And I gotta say, I appreciate that you have a trash folder, and you have a calculator in the trash folder. I appreciate that so much. What is there anything... I mean, you have the calculator app on here already. Is there a reason you still have the trash calculator?
For I don't really know why I have that.
It's just something that stood out to me and I had to know.
I mean, I have it. There's probably a reason for it, but... Of
course.
What was it? You know what? No. Is a calculator blue?
Yeah.
That's why. Because I'm a big fan of blue.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes when I'm doing accounting and I get bored of the orange and black, I'll switch on to the blue calculator.
Well, that is certainly interesting, Bobby.
anything to help make accounting and finance a little more enjoyable. Sometimes I do.
Just
even
put
as
your
simple.
favorite color in there.
Yep. Even as simple as that.
I'm gonna say you have a much nicer phone than me. You got is this the iPhone 6?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Although an older phone, I gotta say I've always been a fan of the 6S. I've loved it, and now I'm stuck with an Android.
I like the iPhone 6 in almost every way except for the fact there's no jack.
Yep.
So playing aux is a huge struggle at the house because
I believe you got to do that Bluetooth all the time.
Bluetooth, or you got to get the dongle adapter thing, and you can't charge your phone when you're listening to music with headphones in, and it's just a pain. Mm-hmm. I see some games on here too. So obviously you.
I dabble.
Mm-hmm. What's FML?
FML. What is FML? FML.
Fantasy Movie League.
Yes, there it is. A friend of mine's a big movie guy, and he wanted me to compete with him, and that's what we do. Just gamble. Not actually.
Oh, you also have a blue calculator.
I do. What can I say? I am a big fan of blue as well.
Gotcha.
You're a big fitness guy, I see.
No.
You look at it to make yourself feel better, right?
I had it on there. I always tell myself I'm gonna be more healthy.
That's why you keep it on there.
And, like, I have it on there, and, like, I think the last time I even used it, it's been a while. But, yeah, no, I have a running app on here that I haven't used in a very long time.
Okay.
I remember back in high school, I could run, like, even like, last year, I did this 5K. Yeah, I did this 5K for a sorority.
Okay.
And I finished, like, second, third. I finished, like, very well. Like, I think it was, like... let's see, a mile, I can do that in about like 6:30. So I think the 5K ended up being about 20 to 21 minutes, 22 minutes.
Okay, well dang, you got me beat.
And I was wearing Sperry's while I did it, mind you. So like, I also had to walk to the event, so like, I blamed that.
Of course.
I didn't win, but I was up there. I did a decent amount of time.
There you go.
I blame the people I was running with at first, actually, because like, they were jogging at a very, very slow pace, and I was keeping up with them. And they started walking. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm done with this. And then I started sprinting. But
gotcha. And then they just kind of overcame in the end?
Yeah.
Or?
Back in those days, I could do like a 5K in like 20 minutes. Nowadays, I get out of breath getting out of bed.
Dude, college ages you.
Honestly, like, it really does. Like, the only thing that kept me in shape last year was the fact that I didn't have a car on campus, so... Anytime I wanted to go somewhere, I had to walk or like hitchhike on a ride or something.
Of course.
And like my fraternity house was like a mile and a half away from campus, away from my dorm itself. Okay. So I would have to walk a mile and a half. I would go there about 5 times a week. So a mile and a half 5 times a week. That's 7.5 miles a week.
Dang.
I walked a lot, and that's just there. That's not counting the meetings I had. So. I was walking quite a bit last year.
Yeah.
I now have a car on campus, and I definitely have to go to the gym now, because if I don't, I'm going to be putting on that sophomore 16.
There you go. I got to say, wow. I envy your ability to have done that last year. I don't know how you did it.
It was because I didn't have an option to not do it.
That's fair. You know, I guess when going gets tough, you get tough as well. Mm-hmm. Especially when you don't have a choice.
Yeah. I will say, though, that all that walking did make my calves look fantastic.
I believe it.
Like,
I believe it.
It's great. Like, they just felt super toned and buff, and I felt really happy. But then I'm just like, wow, imagine how attractive I'd look if I go to the gym. And then I'd be like... Nah, who needs that?
Who needs a gym? Of course not.
So I gotta get myself motivated. After this first week is over and my life's a little less hectic, I'm gonna try and schedule a time to start working out.
A true inspiration to us all, because I feel the same way. Just gotta get out there. It's like we were talking about, and I feel like we gotta really live up to this now. We tell all the students out there that we just gotta keep going, just get involved, and here we are. We just gotta get out to the gym now. You gotta get involved.
I know, but like, I'm always tired and like dehydrated and like lazy. I'm a very lazy person. For someone so motivated and involved around campus, I'm incredibly lazy, guys.
I mean, I gotta say, I'm a very introverted person, but here we are having about an hour-long discussion. I feel like the opposite's always, we always do the opposite of what we are for the sake of just doing it. Just doing it.
You know, I am trying to live to the ripe old age of 101. Only because I was born in 99.
So you gotta be that 100. You gotta make to the millennium.
I've technically lived through I've technically seen 2 centuries and 1 millennia. Because 99, 2000 was a millennia and a century. So if I make it through 1 more, I think I'll be happy with that.
You die happy?
I'll die happy.
Well, I gotta make it to 102 then to make what I want to see.
Mm-hmm.
But
I also don't want to die ever. Like, immortality seems like a fun thing.
But, like, touching on that, because this will probably be the last topic we touch on here. Immortality, what a great one. What happens when everyone dies off and there you are? What if you were the only person left?
Well, I mean, I don't want, like, full god immortality. I want,
or just, like, you can't be killed by sickness?
Yeah. Like, I don't mind if I get mauled by a tiger on a walk, or my parachute breaks while skydiving. But, like, I don't want to, like, die of lung cancer or, like, a heart attack or anything like that. Like, I want to live life. I don't want to be taken too soon, you know what I mean?
For sure.
So maybe not immortality per se, but, like, I want to live, like, 100 years is more than enough for me.
Just some extra life.
And I also don't want to be, like, old and doddery. So, like, I don't want to be, like, waking up with my back hurting and, like...
So you want to be able to still, like, do things.
Yeah, I want to be, like, in my current level of fitness and shape for, like, the next... How old am I? 82 years.
There we go.
No, I'm sorry, 72 years.
72 years.
I'm an accounting major, so don't let me do your taxes. No, it would be 82. It would be 82.
Would it be 82?
Because I'm 18 turning 19.
Okay.
So let's just say 71. No, 81. Yeah, it'd be 81.
Business majors, everybody.
Business majors, everybody. If you're bad at school, be a business major. That's what they say.
Hey, it gets you somewhere.
It gets you somewhere.
Oh, goodness. Well, it was great having you, Bobby.
Thank you for having me, Zach. I had a great time talking about a lot of stuff.
Thank you so much. Audience out there, thank you for listening. If you want to send stuff in, we'll get that out there to you soon.
Mm-hmm. If you have any requests for podcast people or people you want to see on a podcast, on a podcast.
There we go.
Please let Zach know. He will do what he can to be there. And hopefully, if this gets enough views, I might even stop by again.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. And maybe we'll even have a bigger group next time. I hear there was a talk of a possible game show we might do for a special event.
Oh, fun stuff. You know me, I'm very competitive, so I would love to be on a game show.
I'd love to hear it all. Well, thank you again, guys, for listening, and have a great rest of your week.